Okay, guys, so looking at this, we're doing the same thing that we just were in the last video. We're just gonna see if we can think of it a little bit easier. So if I'm looking at this looks like it is a cubed root, right? So what shape does that mean that this graph is gonna look like? An S, or is it going to be like a thing that starts at a point and then goes off for forever? Well, I think if it's a cube root, then it's going to look like an S. So that'll make it a little bit easier so we can double check like, oh yeah, I'm doing the right thing because it is the shape that I expect it to be. If we're doing this, I'm going to go ahead and put in my X and Y. So to figure out what my new X's are going to be, it is X plus, what is H? Well, H is 6 here. So looking at my one that is the cubed root, it looks like it's -2, -1, 0, 1, 2. So -2 plus 6 is 4. -1 plus 6 is 5. 0 plus 6 is 6. 7, 8. Now for my y's, I'm going to do -1.2599 or -1.25 or 26 times a half. So that's going to give me -0 or 0.0628, or you can simplify that down a little bit. -0.5, 0.5, or yeah, and then 0.0628. So let's go ahead and graph this. So I'm going to 6, I'm putting a dot at 0. I'm going to go to 5, I'm going to go down -0.5, 7, up a half, 0.6, so just a little bit above that and just a little bit below that. So you should get something that looks like an S. That's what we thought it was going to look like. So finishing this out, my domain. Well, it looks like it goes off to the left for forever and it goes off to the right for forever. So that means it is -infinity to +infinity. My range. It looks like it's going down for forever, so -infinity, and it's going up for forever, so +infinity. These are what we're looking for. Okay, I want you to go ahead and try the next one. So think about what shape it's going to make, and then I want you to go ahead and graph it. Then you are going to tell me what are your domain and what are your range. Okay, so we should have gotten our domain is from -3 all the way to infinity, and our range is from -infinity all the way to +1. So at the top, it's at +1, it goes down for forever. It starts at -3, and then it goes off to the right for forever. So you should get something that looks like this. Okay, so I want to go ahead and try the next one. Okay, so we should have gotten our domain is from 0 all the way to infinity, and our range is from 3 all the way to infinity again. So if you look, it's all in that top number 1 quadrant. So 0, 1, 2, 3 are my x's, 4, and then my y's, 3, 3.4, 3.57, 3.7, 3.8. Just to make sure we are clear on this, I looked at the first page to see, okay, what was my parent table? And I was trying to make a child table. So I took my x's and I added, well, what is h here? Well, there is no h, so nothing. So I didn't add anything. Then what was my a here? It was 2/5 y plus, what's k? K is that 3 at the end. So I went ahead and did that to each of these. Okay. Now, go ahead and try this next one. Okay, so for this one, looking at my graph, everyone should have gotten something that looked like this. It looks like it goes left, all the way left, and all the way right. So that means -infinity to +infinity for my domain. My range, it goes all the way down to all the way up. So -infinity to +infinity. For my x's, I got -3, -2, -1, 0, 1. And for my y's, I got -4.16, -4.33, -5, -5.67, and -5.84. Again, I just use that same equation, x plus h, ay plus k. So we're just doing the opposite every time. Okay, so go ahead and try the next one. We're on our last two. Okay, so for this one, we should have gotten our domain, so from left to right, so it looks like it starts at 0 and then it goes off to the right for forever. So I put 0 to infinity. For my range, it looks like from the bottom it starts at 3 and then it goes up for forever. So 3 to infinity. Again, I just plugged in the numbers. So I had x plus, well, there's nothing right here, so x plus 0. So that gave me 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then for my y's, I did a, so 1/2 plus 3. So looking at my graph a little bit closer, my domain, so the furthest left, it starts at 0, so 0 to infinity. And then my range, it starts from the bottom at 3 all the way up, so 3 to infinity. So for this very last one, we're doing the same exact thing again. So if you still have questions on how to do that, feel free to send me an email and we can look at this a little bit closer. I'm kind of just going over it quickly because it's something that we've already learned once. But if you still have questions, feel free to ask me them. So go ahead and try this last one. Okay, so looking at my graph, well, I knew as soon as I saw this 3 here, hey, it was going to be an S shape. Then I plugged in everything, so I had x plus 3. So looking back at the first page, -2, -1, 0, 1, 2. I went ahead and added 3 to each of those. So I had -1, 0, 1, 2, 3. For my y's, it's ay plus k. So a was 3, and there was no k. There's nothing at the end over here. So I just multiplied everything in the y's by 3. So that gave me -1, 0, 1, 2, 3, and then -3.78, -3, 0, 3, and +3.78. Looking at this, it looks like an S, so that's great. Then I just had to do my domain. My domain, it looks like it goes off to the left for forever, so -infinity, and then off to the right for forever, so +infinity. For my range, it's going from the bottom to the top, so -infinity all the way up to +infinity. So that is everything that you need to remember from the beginning of the year when we're doing rational exponents and radical expressions. We're going to go ahead and I will put up the videos for part 2.